Hey guys, it's Rick Matsoko Tere here, back again, talking about leadership, personal development, and personal growth, the journey. Hope you guys are ready for a great weekend. Yeah, it's gonna be good actually. It's gonna be good. It's a bit cold, but it's gonna be a good weekend. So today we were meditating on the fact that when one commits, providence happens. So let's talk providence. Let's talk about the almost miraculous provision that comes to some people. When people are telling their story, they start telling you about, things that happened to them that were almost miraculous, almost lucky, depending on how you believe, but things that were just crazy that happened, in their lives. And we keep thinking, oh, these guys are so lucky. At the moment, I'm reading a book I love a lot called The Success Principles. Yep, Jack Canfield, The Success Principles. Good book, good book. I'll leave the link in a comment later on. Jack Canfield, The Success Principles. One thing I like about Jack Canfield is he puts in dozens of success stories, dozens of stories of people that examples, because he's had a rich life. He's a very older guy. He's met so many people, read so many, and he always shares the stories of success that happened to many, many people. And, sometimes when you're reading those things, you start to think, wow, how come these guys are so lucky? How come it is that Bill Gates, was able to almost drop out of college and then luckily, meet the guys at Apple that helped him then design, the PC as we know it, as we kind of knew it in the 90s and the 2000s, really, really popular. How come it is that, people like Steve Jobs, kept getting hit after hit from the first the iMac itself, the Macintosh, the first Macintosh, to almost everything the iMac, the iPod, the iPhone. Why is he so lucky? When we look at people like I don't know, talk about people like Mark Victor Hansen, who's like an amazing coach these days, and the success he's had so far in his life, and how did he meet Jack Canfield, and how did they end up writing Chicken Soup for the Soul, one of the best selling books of all time. I think they've sold over 100 million copies of their series of books. It's ridiculous. Why does it happen to those people? How come it happens to those guys? How come the Bush family has two presidents in the family, and now another presidential hopeful, but I'm not for politics. But how come they have these things happening to them in your life? When you look at it, how is it that your the people around you seem to be like they are the ones who always get success? And I know I've gone around the houses a bit, but it's to prove a point, because I found this is that providence, that luck, that guidance, that seemingly divine guidance. I find that it only happens when one commits. When you commit, when you say, yes, I am ready, I am going, and you go for it, that's the only time that it happens. I kind of have a bit of a little thing because I'm a Christian myself, and I'm tired of Christians who just say, "Oh, God will provide, or God will do this, or yeah, I'm waiting on God. God is gonna bring my provision." Now I understand. I pray just like you, so before you put in the snarky comments, uh, you know, please listen. A lot of people, we say that, and then we go ahead and do nothing. And then we go ahead and do nothing. You don't commit to your craft. You don't commit to that God given talent that you were given, to that God given gift that is in your life, to that amazing passion that you have in your life. You never commit to it. And yet you were there every Sunday, even, throwing money at it and sowing seeds and whatever and saying, I want to, but if you don't commit to it, then nothing's going to happen. You are always going to be a commentator from the sidelines. You're always going to be commenting on others' seemingly overnight success. You're going to be looking and saying, oh, why does Rick have all the opportunities? How come those in the UK have all the opportunities? How come those in the US go have opportunities? How come those in South Africa have all the opportunities? You're good. You could even move away and then you'll be there going, you'll be in Australia thinking, oh, how come all the Zimbabweans have all the opportunity? Because, you think you always just see others, but that's because you don't commit.